Welcome to this week's Kindness Cafe podcast. Grab a cup of coffee, tea, or your favorite snack, relax, and join us for another uplifting story. I am Seema Raj, your host. So today I am so excited to have a former guest back on Kindness Cafe. He came out to his mom about being gay at the age of 20. Of course, she had a hunch, and when she finally heard it from him, she accepted him with more love than ever and just wanted him to be happy. It's been 11 years since then, and in some ways, life has been easier, and in some ways, there are still some inner issues that he faces. Let's welcome my guest today, Aryan Ghaffarian. Hey, Aryan, welcome back to Kindness Cafe. It has literally been 11 months since you first came on my podcast, and I am so thrilled to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Seema. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for having me. I can't wait to catch up with you and tell you what's been going on with me.
Absolutely. So, how is life treating you 11 years after you came out to your mom, family, and close friends? How's life going?
Life has honestly, after coming to terms with my sexuality, has been really affirming, and I'm really much more secure than I was in my 20s. So 30s are definitely, I'm noticing this kind of shining moment where I've really just embraced who I am more so, embraced, just every part of myself that I maybe didn't when I was in my 20s, when I was trying so hard to, be something other than myself. It's just been nice to get back to me and to embrace the parts that I haven't been. So, and, I've always had a very strong sense of self, but being honest with not only myself, but with the people who mean the most to me, aka my mom, was an important step. And not necessarily to gain approval, but to just say those words, I'm attracted to men, and really finalize it in my own head and heart. And being received well was just kind of the cherry on top of me accepting myself. And now at this point, I'm excited for what's to come and the next, how many years that I have. Hopefully it's, knock on wood, a longer time, but I'm just happy to see where I am and the progress that I've made.
Absolutely. And being accepted is such a big part for all of us. So, having said that, is life easier now than it was initially when you first came out?
I would say it's not necessarily easier. There are always kind of these new challenges and obstacles on the horizon that can feel really heavy and all encompassing. And, I've always known who I am. I have moments of, doubt and insecurity from my own experiences. I'm a sensitive person and always have been, but I've had to learn and find ways to really self-manage and work through not only, the external, not allowing the external to affect me in destructive ways. So I'll accept emotion, I'll talk and, or cry through it, and then channel all of that into journaling, dancing, helping others, continuing education, and even passion projects like the Otterly, which is an apparel line that embraces, gay pride and queerness, that really crosses a lot of these, beauty boundaries that we don't really always want to go to. And it's actually called at the Otterly, and that's on Instagram. And you can also, you'll probably find everything on there, all the inspiration. But in terms of like acceptance, I feel really accepted by people in my life. But I'm always aware of, the present discrimination that the queer community continues to face. I've had like plenty of unpleasant encounters with, haters and, homophobia. And I'm sure there's some of those folks who may, now identify as gay. Maybe they were trying to figure out their sexuality, and homophobia always has kind of a root cause, a correlation. It's never really simple. And that's why I think we need to really continue as queer people to take up space, even if it makes others uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, it gives those who are still figuring out their sexuality, is sometimes in a private way, a space to be accepted when, they are ready, and they are ready to come to terms with their sexuality and who they are, and feel accepted and loved by people who say, hey, I've been there, I understand, and I'm, 100% here for you and supporting you, and we need to take up space together.
No, that is so true, Ariane. And this is Pride Month. June is Pride Month. So, really, we talk about getting ready. It could be the perfect time for many to come out and get the support and encouragement that they may need to feel accepted. And, while some people will always discriminate against homosexuality, it has truly made strides over the years. Now we have people being addressed as he, she, they, etc. And I've personally seen this in the workforce too. But I am so happy, honestly, that things are respected now and are being accepted openly and without hesitation. Do you agree with that?
Oh my God, absolutely. I think pronouns are such a productive addition to not just like personal situations, but definitely professional settings. It's a way to let people know how they can address you rather than us having to play a guessing game. But also, we all have a name, so you can call me by that. And if you can't remember that, because I definitely have sometimes an issue with remembering a name. Maybe the first time, maybe I'll ask a second time, but for the most part, it's just, you have my pronoun as well. So if you forget that, you always have that to reach out to me and, speak to me and remember that. And it really holds people accountable in a way while also showing that this individual's existence matters is, just by doing that. And gender has never really been confined to male or female. It never really has been. A lot of us really trusted, these systems that are in place that have been in place for generations that don't consider or include a lot of these non-binary folks who, are outside of the gender construct, who are not just male or female. And discomfort with these so-called new identities seems to become like immediate like dismissal, or rather than like curiosity and consideration. And it's seen as like a threat rather than an opportunity to learn and connect with someone in your community. And yes, we've seen a boom in queer and non-binary representation in media. However, we need to remember that maintaining visibility in every space in real life is vital to keep progress for this community. Because at the end of the day, inclusion really helps us as a people be the best version that we can be.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good points, Arian. So, to you, what does pride mean? We talk about gay pride, Pride Month. What does it mean to you?
Pride for me just means being unapologetically queer in everyday life, not just during Pride Month. Sure, we have really amazing events that bring our community together, allies and gays alike. But it's really about showing support and respect and love for everyone, taking pride in each other, not just the events we put together.
I agree completely. It is truly the day to day life that matters and how people deal with that. Pride Month is just really a yearly celebration of that reality and the positive changes that have been made. So, Arian, a little personal question for you. I can't let you go. Are you in a relationship today?
Oh man, I am single as a Pringle, single as a Pringle. Dating is tough right now. I mean, especially with COVID and monkeypox just like knocking at the front door. I've been like, I've been like really just focusing on my coaching business and being together, like close with my family, taking care of my family, and just meeting new people when I can. If someone comes along where there's a mutual and deep connection and who wants like a relationship and keeps it 100, I'm always open to it. So yeah, dating is what it is right now, but you never know what's on the other side, and when you're busy and doing things, someone comes along and wants to mess it all up.
That is so true. And the only thing I remember in that is single as a Pringle. I have never heard that
Yes,
before. I love that. Love
absolutely.
it. Well, Aryan, you're such a young, handsome, and confident man that I am sure besides COVID.
God,
Yeah,
good compliment.
seriously. Seriously, though. But I'm telling you, besides COVID and monkeypox, someone special will be knocking at your door soon. So you keep
Oh,
answering that door, he'll be there.
I
But
appreciate it. I
I
appreciate
have to congratulate you also on your professional life. You just recently became a life coach. Can you
Oh, thank
tell
you.
us how that came about?
So, so I'm a Jay Shetty certified life and success coach. I just recently launched my a virtual coaching practice a few months ago called UWOR, which is spelled UWOR, and it really stands for Unlocking Potential, Working Through Challenges, Overcoming Obstacles, and ultimately reaching a desired outcome. And my mission is in the name, right? So I really help clients to, gain awareness and insight to address a lot of the roadblocks in their life and really find their own answers through probing questions and providing really a judgment-free space for them to, further unpack and self-discover. I'm really enthusiastic and encouraging with my style to hold clients high and just, because of my belief that, all people are capable. We just have to identify what resources are available and how we can, be responsible to put them to use to reach our goals. So remembering the why is so important, and we all need reminders. Priorities are shifting throughout life. Perhaps the goal is changing, and that's okay. But where do we go from there? It's always a work in progress, just like we are. But in general, where it started, and I think you mentioned my inspiration, right? Did you ask that, right?
Yeah, what inspired you to become a life coach?
Sure. Yeah. So ultimately, I was in a really tough spot. Didn't have much direction after being furloughed and moving back home with my parents back in late 2020. My mom recommended a fellow Jay Shetty alumni coach who was offering a free month of coaching, and I figured, why not? I've never tried it. I've been in therapy before, and that's worked, but I'm open to try something new that maybe gets me a little fire on my butt. It gets me moving and trying something new. So I set a goal in our sessions with my coach to be enrolled in continuing education, or committed to something that would put me on a path to helping people ultimately. So I had a month goal to do that. And a month later, I ended up joining the Jay Shetty program after weeks of, research and budgeting. It just felt right. And I had the timing and at the time and the living at home, which was really helping me save money, and just, keep focused and not worry about external things happening around me. And that's while I was training to become, a certified life coach.
That is so true, and we talk about all the negativities of COVID, but I think during COVID, when people were stuck at homes, losing their jobs, I think a lot of people do need direction, and they probably, did go to life coaches, and here you are. You actually did it, you're doing it, and it must be so challenging and gratifying at the same time, because, you're helping others realize their dreams and working towards those coming true. It's just wonderful that you're doing this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you're right. It is extremely challenging, but COVID can honestly back off. It's not going anywhere. I'm keeping things, virtual to make sure that, coaching is safe and available for people to, get help. And it really honestly feels like it's all worth it when I'm able to give someone, the stage to explore and feel and process and find answers to how they can be better for their own lives, knowing, they can continue working with me, or that our time is up, but now they can feel confident to move on independently, which is like the most delicious feeling. It's like, yes, I want to keep working with you, but just hearing that, like, oh, I don't need you, Arian, like, I'm good. It makes me think, okay, I did my job then, right? So I'm always happy when that happens, and it's just so nice to see my dreams of helping people come true. And it just felt like such a far reach for such a long time. And I'm glad that I was introduced to the coaching world, because it offered an alternative to say, we need help. We need to help people right now. This is a vital time, and we can't waste time, twiddling our thumbs and, extending the time that, to help people. I just wanted to really get to it and, start doing the training and, meeting with practice clients and getting my feet wet, getting uncomfortable, getting the conditioning undone of finding and telling people what to do, but more so allowing them to come to the conclusion of what they need to do, because they're the expert. If, for as far as I'm concerned, they're the expert on what they need in life. And for me to tell them, it's like, they're not going to do it. They have to do it if they want to do it. And they have to find that why and that desire and that want to, have direction for themselves. And it's creating the happiness and creating the means and wanting, that for yourself. So I want to really work with clients to get to that place. That's really my ultimate goal, and there's nothing more satisfying than when that happens. And I'm just grateful to be where I am, truly.
Yeah, that is true. Definitely. It is definitely a win-win situation because here you are making them happy, you're happy, and honestly, just to make a difference in someone's life and to know that they respect you enough to follow your advice. I know you're saying it's ultimately their decision and they're the ones that have to do it, but honestly, you did guide them and you did show them the direction. And more importantly, yeah, they're listening to you. We all love that when people actually listen to the time and to what we have to say to them. You know what I mean? It definitely makes us feel so much better, like we truly help them. And so what is next on the horizon for you? I have a feeling that you're the type of person who really wants to make a difference in this world.
Oh, thank you, Seema. Yeah, I'm hopeful that I get more clients for sure. Getting more involved in the queer community efforts, and maybe a life partner would be nice. That'd be cool. Just to check it out. But it's hard to say. I'm someone who really lives and thinks in the present because I can't really truly enjoy the now if I'm somewhere else. And so while I have plans and things on the horizon, I don't try to force it too much. I'm dealing with the here and the now and what I can, and putting down kind of like new things for myself and things to look forward to. And I think that's really the secret sauce of getting to a place where you're happy with yourself and you're able to not get down on yourself as much. I know it happens to all of us, but when we're not actively trying to have something to look forward to, that's when we start realizing like, oh no, I'm ending up in the same place that I was. I need to do something about this. And that's always a good realization to have. You may not know exactly what that is, but if you're present and you're aware and you're not in another place or too far into the future, you have more access to that, right? You're able to recognize and say, okay, so I can come up with a plan because I'm here in the now, and I can work through the first few steps before jumping to 10 years from now. It's like I got to get through other things first. It's not just A to Z. It's like you gotta start and go through the rest of the alphabet.
Okay. And Arian, just like you and I were talking earlier, seriously, with the way that the world is today, we don't know what's going to happen from minute to minute. So honestly, every day truly is a gift from God, and we must remember to live it to the fullest and to be thankful to have it because we don't know what's going to happen in the next minute.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Right?
That's so true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, based on that, if you had one message to give to our listeners, what would it be today?
So I guess my initial message, because I know we're talking about Pride Month and acceptance and the things that's on the top of my mind. But my thing is, don't wait around for someone to give you approval unless you don't mind waiting a lifetime.
That is very, very good advice and something we all have to remember. So true. And based on that, I do believe that we should let our own conscience guide us, and the people who love and care about us will always be part of our journey, whether it's bad, whether it's good, whether it's sad, whether it's happy. So if someone listening is interested in contacting you about getting a life coach, how can they do that?
So I can be reached via email at Aryan, Aryan, at uwar.coach. That's UWOR.COACH. Or Instagram direct message, and that's at uwar.coach, UWOR.COACH. Feel free to check out my website there. Same as the Instagram handle as well. For more details about my coaching style, my rates, and more. I do offer free 30-minute first-time sessions to those who want to kind of know more about coaching, and really an opportunity to see if we align in regards to a goal you're trying to accomplish.
Great information, Aryan. Thank you for that. And if anyone out there is looking for a life coach, reach out to Aryan for your free consultation. It could actually change your life. Well, Ariane, we know this is a kindness podcast, and we also know that not everyone is kind all the time. But hopefully, people can see and recognize how kind you are. And at the end of the day, I always believe, like I said, that your own conscience has to be clear and always, always be yourself. That's it. It's simple. People just don't get it, but that's how simple it can be.
True.
Seriously. But Ariane, it has truly been a pleasure catching up with you today. I wish you the best in your personal and professional journey always, and lots of happiness. You truly deserve it. And I hope somebody knocks at your door soon.
So much, Seema. I had such a blast. It's always great talking to you and being on your podcast. You're such a light, and I appreciate all your kind words. You really are the definition of kindness, and I really feel that through this episode, and I'm all about it. So keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing work. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Ariane. And please, I will be in touch with you again to keep me updated on how everything is going. So we'll be in touch. And
yes, we will. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, I want to thank all of our listeners for joining us today. Join us next time for another inspirational journey. Until then, stay safe, healthy, and remember, living is giving.